Are Calgary real estate prices going to go down further? Will we see more Calgary homes for sale coming on the market? Buyers trying a negotiation tactic found online, and well, I'll tell you what it is and if it worked. Renovation tips and the big interest rate announcement that happened on July 13th. All this plus our advice for buyers, sellers, and investors coming right up. My name is Felix Chan, Calgary Realtor and mortgage broker with the LiveInnerCity Real Estate team, helping you keep real estate simple. Let's go. Okay, let's get over the boring but important stuff first. What happened on July 13th, because that paves the road for what we're going to be talking about after. So on July 13th, the Bank of Canada raised its benchmark interest rate by 1 full percent to 2.5%. Now, this is a big deal because this is the biggest one-time increase in the bank's rate since 1998. Since March of this year, 2022, the Bank of Canada has raised the rate 4 times, much of it stemming from fighting high inflation, which has risen to its highest level in 40 years. Will we see more rate hikes? Absolutely. At least that's what a lot of economists and people smarter than me are expecting. The next interest rate announcement date is Wednesday, September 7th, and it is expected to go up around 0.5 percentage point. After that, it is Wednesday, October 26th, and most are expecting September to be the last rate hike, but we'll see. Again, when the Bank of Canada raises its benchmark interest rate, it only affects variable rate mortgages and lines of credit, including HELOCs, home equity lines of credit. People with fixed rates are never affected by these interest rate announcements. And just so you know, that historically, you will save more money with a variable rate mortgage versus a fixed rate mortgage. If you want to know how to predict mortgage rates, or should you choose a fixed or variable rate mortgage, then check out these videos up here and also leave a link in the description below. Are Calgary real estate prices going to go down further? Okay, let me be very clear. What I'm talking about is the total residential sales for the city of Calgary, and the metric I'm using is the average price, not the benchmark or median price. Let me pull up the statistics from CREB, the Calgary Real Estate Board. Starting in 2022, here are the average prices starting in January this year. You can see that in February, prices popped and were the highest so far year to date. Every single month since then, we've been going downwards, and for the first time in 2022, we have dipped in the 400,000s to 491. Now, let's be mindful that every community is different and every street can be its very own market. But if we pull ourselves up 40,000 feet in the air, this is the macro picture. If you're a homeowner and you're interested in selling your home and knowing what your specific market is doing, feel free to reach out. Link in the description below. So what is our answer if Calgary real estate prices are going to go down further? The answer is absolutely. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, even though I wish I was as smart as one, to really figure out that the massive interest rate increase will slow down demand. The economic fundamentals of basic supply and demand will be at play. Higher interest rates means less demand, and the Bank of Canada does this to fight inflation and slow down the economy. We have already seen some pretty significant decreases in price in a short 3-week span, and we do expect it to continue. The question is, for how much longer? Now, I'm no economist, but rates cannot be sustained at these levels for very long, especially given how high and fast they have gone up this year. Our biggest tip is to have a strategy. So as an example, if the market corrects, say 5%, then you'll enter the market. You can also use a dollar value, like if houses that you're looking at are now $550, you'll enter the market at $520. Either way, whatever strategy you have, just make sure you have one so you're clear on the metrics you need to hit in order for you to pull the trigger. If you lean on us for market advice and you want to keep your eyes on the Calgary real estate market, then feel free to check back on our channel for our monthly Calgary real estate market updates. We would love to hear from you guys because we make our channel for you guys. We want to make it better. So please let us know what you guys want us to cover. It could be about Calgary real estate or real estate in general or mortgages. We want to hear from you guys. So please let us know and let us know what kind of goods we can give you guys with any questions or suggestions for any topic. Okay, let's move on. Will we see more Calgary homes for sale coming on the market this fall? Our answer is maybe not. We say maybe because if I pull up this chart from Kreb with the total inventory dating back from 2008, you can see that the last 14 years, this year is one of the 5 years with the lowest amount of inventory. There was 2009, 2013, 2014, 2015, and of course this year. Now, as with anything in life, there are peaks and troughs, and we are close to the bottom for Calgary real estate inventory levels in the last 14 years. So will we see more inventory moving forward? It is possible, and if it doesn't happen this year, it could be the next. And that brings me to the maybe not part. The truth is, buyers and sellers are reactive to the market. If sellers are looking at a video like this and seeing that average price is going down and they don't think they can sell for what they want, then and they can stay put, then they will. There will be hesitation to put their home up on the market. And of course, this would be foolish though if they just made an assumption. So if that is you or you're in that situation, make sure you speak to a real estate professional and get the facts. Buyer finds negotiation tactic online, tries it, and fails. Okay, so here's the tactic. This buyer read somewhere online that they should put a offer expiry time really short to add pressure to the seller so that they can kind of have the upper hand on negotiations. What this means is that the buyer and seller must come to an agreement and have the purchase contract signed and each have it in their own inbox by that offer expiry time. So here's the situation. I was on the listing side and the buyer only put 4 hours for the expiry time. By the time I received the offer, there was only 3 hours left. Why it failed? Well, just like anyone else, real estate agents also have meetings. You know, we might be in meetings with other clients, we might be out showing with buyers, and that usually takes a few hours. And personally, for me, when I'm with my buyers, my time and energy is focused on them. Yes, I'll get text messages. If it's quick, I'll send them back a message. But when I receive an offer, my focus is on the people that I'm with. And there could be other reasons why we're busy. I mean, we have a business coach, so we could be in a coaching session, or we could be at a conference, or maybe some other personal development thing. Regardless, we could be tied up. It's not like when we receive an offer, we're just kind of sitting back, hanging out, having a beer, and say we're gonna deal with it later. No, we have a fiduciary duty to you guys, our clients, to ensure that we respond in a timely manner, do it professionally, and go through all those things. Now that tactic simply won't work with experienced agents. If you're working with a new agent, then maybe, because they might not know better and they're thinking, oh, we have this offer expiry time. But what ended up happening is the offer expired. I called the agent, I said, why is it so short? And they explained, yeah, they read online and this is what they want to do. And yes, realtors have to follow the lawful instructions of other agents, but I made it very clear. I said, please let your buyer, this pressure tactic is not going to work with us. However, we're going to do our best to make sure that we get a deal together done as soon as possible. We're not going to waste anyone's time. They ended up writing another offer. Again, it was like even 3 hours or something like that. And then the offer expired. And then they had to write another offer the next morning. And then at the end of the day, the buyer said that, you know what, he was kind of fed up signing all of these offers and realized that it's just not the way it happens. Now, we are all for listening to you guys and seeing what kind of suggestions that you guys have. At the end of the day, if you're not selling real estate all day, every day like our team, you're not gonna know better. But of course, sometimes, and a small percentage of you guys will be like, yeah, I'm gung-ho, I know what I'm doing, this is the way it's gonna be. And that's cool, but if you have suggestions, bring it up with your real estate agent, collaborate with them, see what they have to say. For us, we're always open to suggestions and making our practice better for you guys. So if we have a suggestion, then we're gonna say, cool, you know what? We've been through this before, and here are the things that you need to consider. Or if you decide to do this, then here are the other things that you need to consider. There's consequences, and there's also rewards for every decision you make. And what we're here for is to guide you along the same path, a good path. But if you don't want to listen, sometimes, it can go two ways. The first is it could completely work, right? And that would be great. But most of the time, it doesn't quite happen that way. What happens more often is it just kind of blows up in your face. And what ends up happening is you end up losing the house that you truly want. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes it's just one of those things that you have to kind of go through in order for you guys to kind of learn that. Renovating tips. Okay, so I'm doing renos at my place right now, and I want to share some of the things that I'm going through because hopefully it will help one or two of you guys. Now, there's 4 different types of renovations, okay? And I'm talking about finishings. There's basic, standard, high-end, and custom. Now, each Calgary community is different, and each price point is different. If you're going to, a higher price point, like $8-9 million plus, people are kind of expecting, high-end finishings, not basic, okay? So you need to get a real estate professional's advice on the types of finishings you should have based on the type of home and community you're in. Now, pod lights are gonna be about $150 to $175 supplied and installed. Is it worth it? Absolutely, because who doesn't like a bright place? And with these pod lights, they're always dimmable, so you can adjust the brightness of your room. Now, people will not buy a dark home, but they will not buy a bright home. For flooring, my favorite is LVP, short for luxury vinyl plank. Is it really luxurious? Not really, it's just plastic. But I like it compared to, say, even like hardwood, because number one, hardwood is more expensive. And number two, in a climate like ours in Calgary, where we have lots of high heat to very cold, the wood expands and contracts, and you have to keep your humidity levels at around 30 to 35% consistently. That's way too much work for me. So I decided to go with vinyl plank flooring. Plus, it is waterproof and it's more durable. So if you have pets, you're not gonna find scratches on the floors like you would with hardwood floors. And of course, this is assuming you have a bigger dog. You can get good quality vinyl plank flooring, and what I got was 6.5 millimeters thick for $317 a square foot. Out of all places, I got it from Costco. And Costco, given the features of this specific LVP, it beat out Home Depot and Rona, and is great for living and especially for income properties. By the way, the city is pushing to legalize basement suites, and appraisers are adding $40,000 to $60,000 in value to those properties, and the requirements are pretty minimal, about $5,000 to $8,000 to legalize. Of course, this depends on the property, it could be more. If you want to see how we helped a client of ours legalize their basement suite, check out the video here. For all my health nuts out there, I got a sauna. It's a prefab standalone sauna. It's an infrared and traditional hybrid. So to get an electrician to come in and wire it, it was about $2,100. Hope I didn't grossly overpay because I had some tight timing and I needed to get it done right away. I'm also thinking about getting a chest freezer because, saunas and a cold plunge, they kind of go hand in hand. Then it makes me wonder if I should get a hot tub because that makes sense to me. For those that don't know, which, is probably all of you guys watching this video, I'm one of those guys that's into personal development. Waking up at 5 a.m., hitting the cold tub at Repsol, trying to hack my sleep with my Oura ring, blah, 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 blah. So if you have any tips about any of those things or health hacking tips, let me know in the comments below. I literally read all the comments, and it's Jazz and I that actually respond to each and every single one of you guys. Okay, let's get into the advice for buyers, sellers, and investors, and I will go over the Calgary real estate statistics right after. Advice for sellers. Okay, Don't be discouraged by the average price ticking lower every month. It's still possible to get a handsome price for your property if it's unique. For example, our team listed a Northwest single-family 1950s bungalow, and it was completely renovated, including updated electrical and plumbing throughout the house. It had a new kitchen, new hot water tank, new electrical panel, pod lights, heated floors, completely landscaped on a large corner lot. Now, originally it was a 3-bedroom, it had 3 bedrooms upstairs, and they turned 1 bedroom into a beautiful ensuite with a glass shower. Similar properties were selling in the low 500s, and we looked at the market and thought we could get more. So we intentionally priced it higher by tens of thousands of dollars. We ended up getting multiple offers and sold it for much higher than the list price. The lesson there is, if you have a desirable property that is not common for things like renovations, landscaping, or even things like updated electrical or plumbing, you can make your listing appeal to more people that actually care about those specific things. That will bring the right buyers into your home and give you a good chance to get multiple offers, which is what we did. Now, what happens if you had a normal bungalow? Maybe it was updated in the 90s, but not quite modern, then your home would fall in the same category as those that were selling in the low 500s. The thing is, Calgary single-family homes in the low 500s are still selling quite fast, and multiple offers are common. Another example, but for downtown Calgary condos, is what happened at the Mark in the last week of June and in the beginning of July. And if you want to know what the Mark looks like, I actually made 3 videos from there. I'll put it up here. There were 4 Calgary condos for sale in the building that came on the market within weeks of each other, all on the 20th floor or higher, and all 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, corner units, and one of them was my listing. Okay, check this out. 3 of the condos for sale were all the same floor plan, an 08 plan, okay? Except for mine, which was an 04 plan. Both corner units and similar in size. Mine's a little bit bigger. Within weeks, all of them sold, and it goes to show the demand for downtown and Beltline condos. 3008 sold first at $430, which, to be honest, I thought was a little bit light in price, but that set the market. 2008 sold for $409, 2608 sold for $429, and mine, 2604, sold for $440. $10,000 more than everyone else, and needless to say, my seller was extremely happy, especially at the time we did not know what the others sold for. As we move forward and expect another rate hike, we will start to see a bigger impact on the Calgary real estate market. There are times when we can push the limit, but not all scenarios allow for that. Apartments and townhomes are extremely hot right now. So if you plan on staying at your home for another year, we would highly recommend looking at the option of selling now. Yes, your rent payments will be higher, but the total extra rent you pay now may be less than what you can sell for in a few years' time. Advice for buyers. The market for Calgary single-family homes is definitely softening. We have seen a big decrease in pricing. For example, bungalows in the Northwest. What would have sold for in the low 600s a month ago, you can get in the mid 500s. There are multiple offers happening in the lower price points for single detached homes versus the upper to higher end homes. Now, if you can wait another year to buy, I'd probably do it because sales and pricing will level off. We don't know when, but what goes up must come down. Warren Buffett had a famous quote, "Be fearful when people are greedy and be greedy when people are fearful." We have passed the greedy stage of the market and we are coming down from that. I can't say that the market is fearful right now, but it's next to impossible to time the market, and I would assess to see where the Calgary real estate market is in maybe 4 to 6 months. Feel free to check back with our channel for our monthly market updates and for our honest opinion on the real estate market. Apartments and townhomes are hot. I'm gonna give you the stats pretty soon here, so expect more competition in this property type. There isn't necessarily multiple offers all the time, but if you see a piece of Calgary real estate that you like, move on it ASAP. Advice for investors. Investors, you can still cash flow in Calgary, even with mortgage rates around 5.5%. For all you viewers from outside of Calgary thinking about buying Calgary real estate as an investment, some builders have been building homes with legal basement suites, but they're not all made equal. One of our best performing videos on our channel is a tour of a half duplex with a legal basement suite, and we've sold a ton of them. We will be doing an updated video with a similar property and a video tour of a carriage house. We're gonna talk about cash flows, locations, and pricing. So feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when those videos come out. There are still some good options out there, but make sure that you are pre-approved first and lock in a rate either with your banker, or you can reach out to my mortgage team so we know where to start. And guys, be careful of the builders who have a rental guarantee. I'm not gonna name any names, but some of these builders are selling properties at much higher than market value. And being from out of town and attracted to such a guarantee and not really doing your due diligence by hiring a knowledgeable realtor, a lot of you guys are getting burned and you don't even know it. I mean, do you really think the builder will stick their necks out with a rental guarantee without knowing exactly where the market's going to be in a year or two when the project is built? Where do you think the rental guarantee comes from? It's built into the price that you pay for your unit. You're paying a higher price for a rental guarantee. So, is it really a rental guarantee, or is it more of a payback to you because you paid a premium on your unit? Now, I don't want to paint the same brush with all builders because they don't all do that. However, I wanted to share this with you so that you don't jump into an investment blindly, and make sure that you do your due diligence. If you want help from our team, because we work with a lot of investors from all over, feel free to reach out to us in the link below. Okay, let's jump into the stats. Now, as a reminder, these stats are comparing last month of July 2022 to the same month in 2021. Sales. For detached, they were down 19%, semi-detached minus 17%, townhomes plus 23%, and apartments plus 48%. Inventory. For detached homes, it was negative 16%, semi-detached minus 25%, townhomes minus 31.7%, and apartments minus 17.6%. Pricing. For detached, it was plus 9% to $637,269. Semi-detached was plus 4.4% to $512,733. Townhome was up 9% to $355,917, and apartments was up 5.9% to $275,247. Months of supply. So for detached homes, it was up 3.4% to 2.29. Semi-detached, it was negative 10.2 to 2.49. Townhome minus 44.5% to 1.7, and apartments minus 44.6 to 3.07. Now, as a quick reminder, what months of supply means is it's a metric we use to determine what kind of market we're in, buyers, sellers, or a balanced market. Now, what it means is based on last month's sales, how many months would it take for the market to absorb all of its existing inventory? In Calgary, between 2.5 and 4 months is a balanced market. Anything less than 2.5 months is a seller's market. Anything more than 4 months is a buyer's market. If you guys want to know how best to strategize your Calgary home for sale and get the most money in the shortest period of time, give our team a shout in the link below. The next videos coming up on our channel are video tours of a beautiful, completely renovated Brentwood home for sale, a carriage house in Banff Trail, and a half duplex with a legal basement suite in the south. And if you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, or even if you are one now and you can't seem to level up, we're always looking for people to join our team. Now, there are a few different ways that we can structure this, and our goal is to make you a six-figure agent. So not only can you have money freedom, but also time freedom with your schedule. Again, link down below. Okay guys, thank you for watching. My name is Felix Chan, Calgary Realtor and mortgage broker with the LiveInnerCity real estate team, helping you keep real estate simple. We'll see you next time.